live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more latest news. This is now regarding Luke Shaw from Manchester United. Reportedly now Luke Shaw is allowed to leave Manchester United in January on loan. So reportedly he's had permission to leave Manchester United on loan in January, but we still don't know where his long-term future lies ahead of him. There were reports the other day saying Luke Shaw fears his career could be over after a breakdown in relation with Jose Mourinho, but he could still have a long-term future with Manchester United. Even if we do let him on loan in January, he could still have a long-term future with Manchester United. But Manchester United could still cash in on Luke Shaw next summer, because I think his contract comes to an... What? Basket? Basket! Wait there.
Where's that Danny Moyes got?
Here.
Bring it down to us.
Do you need it?
The washing machine, yeah.
Yes, as I was saying, with Luke Shaw's situation, yeah, so his deal, I think he's coming to the end of his current deal, but I think, as I did forget to mention, he has an option to activate a one-year extension on his current deal, so that will take him under contract with Manchester United till 2009, but reportedly it is allowed now out on loan in January, but his long-term future, his future is still uncertain. He could still have a long-term future with Manchester United, even if we put him on loan in January, but Man United could still reportedly even generate some funds for Luke Shaw next summer, because obviously he has that option, a one-year extension that'll put him under contract with Man U till 2019. Luke Shaw as well, because we know he's had a breakdown and fallout with Jose Mourinho. We know he's only started 2 games this season as Luke Shaw, in Carabao Cup against Swansea, 3 or 4 minutes. The Burton Albion game as well. Luke Shaw, but yeah, and he feels as though he's frustrated with the lack of playing time he's getting with Manchester United. He's probably 4th or 5th choice left back now, Luke Shaw, because we've had a lot of players playing in that position. But yeah, there will be a few keen teams that I would want to go on and get Luke Shaw on loan. Tottenham, he could even go to Tottenham loan because Pochettino is keen on maybe getting the player, because Danny Rose's future is uncertain. Also, too, there could be other options available for him to go out on loan. As well, Luke Shaw in the process made his England international debut in 2014. We purchased him for £29 million from Southampton, where he'd risen up the youth system, Luke Shaw as well. But yeah, he's partly now allowed now to leave Man United on loan in January. But obviously Pochettino may be keen on it. Luke Shaw, I think, did insist he would love to reunite with Pochettino, after they worked together at Southampton, because Pochettino worked with Luke Shaw during his time with Southampton, obviously, before he went to Tottenham. But obviously, yeah, he may be keen on that Pochettino as well. But we're still in search of some left-backs, as I said. Tottenham are in search for a left-back, as I said, because obviously, Danny Rose's future's uncertain with Tottenham. He's just recovered from long-term injury. He's got to deal with Tottenham until 2021. Is it 2021? He's been at the club a decade, Tottenham Hotspur, because we know he's been at quite a few teams on loan. He did say he was reportedly willing to turn Chelsea down to make a move to Manchester United, so he did say he would prefer the move to Man United. Man United may even make a move for Danny Rose in January as well. There was talks around about £50 million Mourinho was going to pay get Danny Rose in the current process, but yeah, as I said, he criticised Tottenham for their lack of investment in the window. Obviously he wasn't satisfied with the wages he was receiving. This is what he said in the interview that he gave back in August as well. But very, very good generated left back, as I said. He became more of a regular in Tottenham's team in the 2012-2013 season. We know he's been at quite a few teams on loan. We know he started his career, with Leeds United, as I said. He's been quite a few teams on loan, Danny Rose, as I said, but yeah, Man United may go for him as well. But as I was saying, it's reportedly saying, Luke Shaw's apparently allowed to leave on loan in January, but he could still have a long-term future at Man United. We're not quite sure yet, but his full-on future is uncertain. But his current deal ends soon, but he has the option to sign a one-year extension that would take it to 2019 on his current contract's coming to an end soon, but he can add a one-year extension on that, which would extend it to 2019, Luke Shaw's as well. But Mourinho did give him criticism as well last season. We know he's known for injuries. He's injury-prone, is Luke Shaw, as we all know in the current process as well. So he has had a tough time at Manchester United. And also to update you on a bit more latest news, as I have been updating you, Tottenham are in the hunt for a left back. They're in the hunt for a left back at Tottenham Hotspur, and they've showed their interest, as I do keep mentioning to you, in Kieran Turner. The Celtic player who's risen up the youth system fantastically well. Kieran Turner has been watched by quite a lot of teams. It's reportedly said Man United are interested in him. We could see him as a potential replacement for Luke Shaw. Man U, a lot of teams have been interested, but it did say Tottenham could be emerging front runners. It did say Tottenham have been keeping an eye on Kieran Turner. Also, too, Moussa Dembele from Celtic as well, a fantastic forward, one of the brightest prospects in Europe. He's risen up the ranks fantastically well. He's also Premier League proven as well. He's Moussa Dembele, as we all know, and quite a catalogue of teams are interested in both players. And it did say, both Moussa Dembele and Kieran Turner could cost up to £50 million for both of the players as well. But as I was saying, it's reported saying quite a few teams interest. But Kieran Turner, as I said, very, very good. But it may be hard, to go on and get Kieran Turner because he's just recently signed a 6-year deal, due to his fantastic performances he's put out for Celtic. Fantastic generated left back, as I said. Become a fantastic prospect, as I said, as the player. Fantastic prospect. He just recently signed a 6-year deal. Made his international debut in 2016 as well. Made 8 senior appearances for Scotland as well. And we know he's been at Celtic since he was 7 because he's risen up the youth system. He signed for Celtic when he was 7 years old. As we all know, he made his competitive debut in 2015 for Celtic as well. He's been in the first team quite a few years. In 2015-16, he made over 30 appearances, so he had a breakout season as well. He made over 30 appearances. In October 2016, suffered, a ligament injury, I think it was, that ruled him out for a couple of months. But in 2017 also was named the captain, and he's won the PFA quite a few times with Celtic as well as the current player. Because Celtic, I think, did win a domestic treble last season as well, if I am correct. But Jose Mourinho's still looking to Tottenham have been interested, so they're still looking to add more players into their team. Manchester United, we're still looking, to Mourinho has looked at a couple of midfielders, probably for long-term players for Carrick. Still looking at someone up front, he's showed an interest in Moussa Dembele. He'd complement our front line with Moussa Dembele if he come. He's an absolutely fantastic player, and he's also still looking he's in the search for a left back, is Jose Mourinho. But Moussa Dembele, quite a few teams have been interested in Moussa Dembele. Moussa Dembele is a very, very good player. As I said, he's got a deal with Celtic till 2020. I think this is his second season in the process with Celtic, so he's got a deal to 2020. He scored 32 goals in all competitions last season as well. And won the domestic treble with Celtic as well, as we all know. I think they did it last season, was it, if I am correct? But the majority of the time, Celtic, win the Scottish Premiership basically every year. There's only one team in that division, isn't there? Let's be honest. But yeah, Moussa Dembele, as I said, he scored 32 goals in all competitions last season. He scored back-to-back hat-tricks in February 2017. He scored a hat-trick against Rangers as well in his first derby match with Celtic, Moussa Dembele. But what a fantastic player indeed, and he's Premier League proven because, he proven it during his time with Fulham, because we know he's up the ranks with Paris Saint-Germain. During his time with Fulham, he joined at just the age of 16 and did very, very well there. In his first season, won the Premier Academy League with them, became regular for the under-18s team, then got into the first team, made his senior debut with Fulham in 2013, and he was there from 2012 to 2016 and scored 19 goals in 64 competitive matches. So we know the player is highly experienced. His Premier League experienced, and what a fantastic player he is as well. For Celtic, so there's reportedly said a few teams are interested in him as well, and also, to update you on a bit of news that really got me going, it is a bit of a laugh, really. It reportedly said in a couple of media outlets that reportedly Manchester City have showed an interest in Marcus Rashford. We know Manchester City have still got quite a few, players on their agenda of Manchester City. They're still in search of another fullback, Manchester City, because obviously due to the absence of Benjamin Mendy, one of their summer signings. We know City spent a lot of money on fullbacks, during the window. Reportedly, they've partly showed an interest in Marcus Rashford, and he's still in the search for some players. He's Guardiola, he's still in the search for young talent, even though City have got a fantastic squad. They've invested a lot of money into their team, but apparently they've showed an interest in Marcus Rashford. What a laugh this is. It's reportedly said Real Madrid have also showed an interest in Marcus Rashford as well, but there's no way in a million years that Jose Mourinho is going to think of he's not even going to will to offload Marcus Rashford. As I said, fantastic young age prospect, grown and developed into his game, especially from last season. Marcus Rashford has grown and developed into his game, and what a fantastic record he's got. As I said, he's been playing for Manchester United, since he was 7 years old. Risen up the youth system fantastically well, and he's got a fantastic record of scoring on debut because he scored in his Premier League debut twice, Europa League debut, Champions League debut, League Cup debut. He's England international. He scored on his international debut for England as well. Did Marcus Rashford. As we all know, I think he scored 8 goals. In all competitions this season. He's been trending fantastically well with Martial this season as Marcus Rashford, especially a fantastic genuine pace. One of the best. When he's at his best, one of the best young players out there. Just like Anthony Martial is, but partly Manchester City have been interested in him, and they're looking to basically add their ranks. Looking to add Rashford into their ranks, but it's definitely not going to happen. As I said, he's not like a Carlos Tevez that did it. Tevez come to United, and then went to City. He's not like that. He's Marcus Rashford, and he's no, desire of leaving Manchester United. And even if we were to sell him, he wouldn't come cheaper, as I said in the current process. But reportedly, it's also said Manchester City, as I did give you a bit of an update yesterday on Manchester City. Reportedly, they've showed an interest in Benjamin Mendy. City have been monitoring him. They've been scouting him for the last couple of years. Benjamin Mendy, the current Southampton defender. I think this is second or third season. In Bev, has my dad made any dinner?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But as I was saying, what want to say now? So City have showed an interest in Benjamin Mendy, current left back. Obviously, they're looking to him because obviously Benjamin Mendy's injured. He's going to be out for the majority of the season. City have showed an interest in Benjamin Mendy. Being at Southampton, is it about 3 years now? He's been at Southampton, but we know Benjamin Mendy very, very good. I think he's made over century appearances now, definitely as the player. But he has got experience. He had it during his days with Chelsea. He was Chelsea about 10 years, but he'd been on loan at quite a few teams. Champions League experience. He's really highly experienced. He's the current player, but attacking instinct's good, defensive distribution good. And reportedly, City have showed an interest in him for the last couple of years, Benjamin Mendy. But he started his career with Gillingham, youth career. He joined Chelsea in 2005. He was graduated by Chelsea's youth system. As we all said, he was at Chelsea was at Chelsea about a decade, but he'd been on loan at quite a few teams. He made his debut for Chelsea in 2011. His senior debut for Chelsea in 2011. Made his England international senior debut in 2012 and became the first player to make his Champions League debut in a final for Chelsea against Bayern Munich as well. Current player, but highly experienced. As I said, is Benjamin Mendy, but City have also showed an interest in him as well. And also to give you a bit of an update on, as I updated you guys earlier on with the Emre Can situation. I did update you with the Emre Can situation earlier on. Partly now, it says the contract talks have stalled between Liverpool and the player. So now Liverpool have been in the process now for quite a while of trying to... I updated you this morning. What? Alright. Liverpool have been in the process of trying to secure Emre Can a new deal with the club because he's coming to an end of his deal and he will become a free transfer next summer if he doesn't sign a new deal. But he's reported that it's been a Juventus target. Juventus have been heavily linked with not Philippe Coutinho. Juventus have been heavily linked with Emre Can. Juventus have been in talks to Liverpool. It's also confirmed that Juventus have been in contact with Emre Can's representatives. And it did say now he's going to be seen out his deal and he's going to become a free transfer next summer. is Emre Can, because reportedly the player has been demanding a release clause of basically him to sign a new deal with Liverpool Football Club. He's been demanding a release clause, and his current representatives, Chan's representatives had confirmed they want Chan to receive a higher wage from Liverpool, and want to put a release clause as part of his new deal if he is to sign a new deal. But reportedly Liverpool are not willing to meet this as well. So reportedly Liverpool have been trying to secure a new deal. The contract talks have stalled. As I said, he reasoned up the youth system, as we all know, with the Bayern Munich academy, where he did very, very well. Was there quite a few years. Went to Bayer Leverkusen. Liverpool had paid just nearly £10 million for him, Bayer Leverkusen. And this is his 4th season of process. He has made a big impact. Liverpool, he's made over century appearances, as we all know, since he's been at Liverpool. But his versatility is very, very good. Very, very good for Germany, as I said. But yeah, as we all know, Liverpool. He said it's looking likely now he's gonna leave on a free next summer. Is Emre Can, but Juventus have been closely monitoring the player. As we all know, and I'm going to give you a bit of an update on some latest news now about Alexis Sanchez. Reportedly now it's actually saying, with the Alexis Sanchez situation, as I do keep saying, he's a player for Arsenal who's refusing to sign a new deal. He's not going to sign a new deal with Arsenal, as we all know. He clarified this in August, that he wanted Champions League football. This is first time in 2 decades, Arsenal have not had Champions League football, as we all know. But reportedly now Bayern Munich have re-showed their interest in Alexis Sanchez, because obviously they've recently had a couple of injuries at Bayern Munich, and Robert Lewandowski has insisted and he's clarified that he wants another attacker alongside him as well. So he wants someone, Robert Lewandowski's insisted he wants another striker as well. But reportedly Bayern Munich have re-showed their interest in Alexis Sanchez, because Bayern Munich were actually linked with Sanchez during the August window, and there were numerous teams that were linked to him. Paris Saint-Germain, he was demanding a higher wage from Paris Saint-Germain. Manchester City, we know City have been interested in him since August. We know City have still been emerged as the front runners, to actually go on and get Alexis Sanchez. It said Man United had been interested. Real Madrid have made an approach as well. AC Milan, loads of teams have been interested in the play, because he was also demanding a higher wage from Arsenal as well, £400,000 a week I think he was demanding. And it was reportedly saying Everton were willing to put £30 million to get him in January. But I can't see him going to Everton, because Everton have not got Champions League football. They're not going to win trophies, considering the amount of money they did spend in August. But it did report the other day that Everton were interested in Alexis Sanchez, but in the current process, Everton are not going to get him, because there's high-profile clubs that Sanchez could go to. As I said, Arsenal would rather cash in for him rather than let him go on a free next summer, and the same with Mesut Ozil as well. But City had 50 million bid turned down for Sanchez in August. City had initially had a 60 million bid accepted for Sanchez in August, but obviously we know Arsenal couldn't find that current replacement for Alexis Sanchez. This is why they didn't sell him, but they could have cashed 50 or 60 million pound in for Alexis Sanchez. There were talks about Raheem Sterling as part of the deal, but City were reluctant and were resisted to offload Raheem Sterling as part of the deal for Alexis Sanchez as well. But City are actually convinced they can go on and get him for £20 million in January. But it actually said the other day in the press that City are keen on maybe waiting until next summer when he becomes a free transfer, rather than pay for him in January, Alexis Sanchez. But as I said, this is his 4th season in the process with the club. He's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons. He was fantastic with Pep Guardiola at Barcelona. As we all know, he's made over century appearances now. Arsenal paid £35 million for him from Barcelona as well. He's an ex-Londonese player, but he's won honours. He won it with River Plate. He won it with Coca-Cola. He won honours with Barcelona, as we all know. I think he was at Barcelona about 3 years as well. Did very, very well with Barcelona. Alexis Sanchez, he also made his international debut in 2006 as well, the player, and he scored quite a lot of goals for back during his time with Barcelona, Alexis Sanchez. But yeah, he just demanded that he wants Champions League. But for versatility, very, very good. Very, very good number 7. As I said, he's Alexis Sanchez. But I think he's going to leave Arsenal in the current process. Because obviously we know Arsenal's main priority target was Thomas Lemar. They got Lacazette. Lamar was Arsenal's main priority target. They didn't get Lamar in the process, but as I said, Arsene Wenger has not ruled a January move out for Lamar. As I said, he's still convinced he can maybe get a deal over the line for Lamar. Arsenal had 2 bids rejected for Lamar in August. Liverpool had 2 bids rejected for Lamar in August as well, because Monaco were reluctant and were resistant to offload Thomas Lamar, considering the amount of money that Monaco generated from the departure of their players. But they were not willing to offload Thomas Lamar. They were not willing to offload Thomas Lamar. Monaco made his international debut in 2016 against Ivory Coast. Made 32 appearances for Cham before he went to Monaco. Monaco just paid over £3 million for him as well. But versatility, very, very good. Dribbling, he's good. His passing ability is very, very good. He's Thomas Lamar as well. Can play attacking mid. Can play on each flank as well. Can Lamar. But yeah, the president did confirm that Arsenal Liverpool were strongly interested. He said Arsenal were the closest out of them two that were interested in him. It's also reportedly still saying Barcelona are interested in him. But he did say, the president of Monaco, that Lamar is likely to leave Monaco next summer, but Arsenal could go for him in January, because Arsenal have been scouting Thomas Lamar in the current process as well. How else to update you want to do? Let me have a think. But yeah, as I said, the Mesut Ozil situation for Arsenal, as I said, he's another player that's coming to an end of his deal with Arsenal Football Club. He's coming to an end of his deal. I don't think he's nowhere near in the process, is Mesut Ozil, of signing a new deal with Arsenal Football Club. He's nowhere near in the process of signing a new deal with Arsenal Football Club. And in the last 3-4 weeks now, he's been heavily linked with a move to Manchester United. And he did say, if he does leave the Emirates, Ozil does want to join a big club, because obviously he's not going to win out with Arsenal. Playing amongst better players, he'll be winning trophies with Arsenal. He's not going to be doing this, but he did reportedly tell teammates the other week that he does want to join Man United. He reportedly said his team are confident that Man United want to sign him on a free transfer next summer, Mesut Ozil, rather than pay for him in January. But I said Arsenal would rather cash in for Ozil rather than let him go through next summer. He did confirm the other week that the contract talks have stalled between the club, Ozil, and his representatives as well. So they're nowhere near in the process, Arsenal, of securing Mesut Ozil a new deal with Arsenal Football Club. Jose Mourinho classifies him as a fantastic number 10. We do have number 10 such as Mkhitaryan and Mata and all that can play that number 10 position. But I think Mesut Ozil, if he comes to Man United, he'd be fantastic. He can create chances. He can provide assists as well. Can Mesut Ozil. He's fantastic with Jose Mourinho. During his time with Real Madrid, they bonded fantastically well together. Ozil was at Real Madrid 3 years. As I said, he made over 100 appearances. He was fantastic with Mourinho. We know he was also in Bundesliga for 5 years as well. Was Mesut Ozil. Arsenal's second most expensive signing, as we all know. And it was the highest paid fee for the German player as well. The current World Cup winner as well in the current process. But he has been demanding a wage increase as well as Ozil. He's been demanding a higher wage increase as Mesut Ozil as well. But we will see what happens. But it's reportedly said Man United have not made any approach or any offers yet for Mesut Ozil at the current present at the moment. And Arsenal, have definitely still got Jack Wilshere. He's coming to an end of his deal as well, and Arsene Wenger's actually clarified about Jack Wilshere. Fantastic prospect. He's risen up the Arsenal youth system fantastically well. Reportedly, his future remains uncertain. He's not yet signed a new deal. He's another player for Arsenal that's going to an end of his contract. But Arsene Wenger did clarify it's in Sky Sports. It's been clarified in Sky Sports that Arsene Wenger will make a decision on Jack Wilshere's future in December. So Arsene Wenger said he will make a decision on Jack Wilshere's future in December time as well. But Jack Wilshere, very, very good. Did say a few teams were interested in him, and did say Chelsea, Man City the other week in the press were interested in Jack Wilshere, and they would make a move for Jack Wilshere if he was not going to sign a new deal with Arsenal. I think Arsenal are in the process of trying to. I think the club are supposed to, meet up with his representative, Jack Wilshere, to try and secure him a new deal with Arsenal Football Club. I think he's been at Arsenal, about 16 years now. you know, because he isn't up the youth system. He's been at Bournemouth on loan last season. You know, he's been at Bolton on loan as well. But yeah, very, very good player indeed. You know, he was also at Luton before he joined Arsenal. He joined Arsenal youth system in October 2001. Did very, very well. And then, you know, became Arsenal's youngest league debutant in 2008 against Blackburn. Arsenal's youngest league debutant at just the age of 16 in October 2008. In 2008 against Blackburn. Also become Arsenal's youngest player to play in European competition, and also did very, very well in the FA Youth Cup as well, because FA Youth Cup, yeah, because he scored a couple in the semi-final. He scored in the final against Liverpool as well. Did Jack Wilshere in the process, but he's risen up the youth system fantastically well as Wilshere. So his future still remains uncertain at the moment at Arsenal Football Club as well. But he did say Arsene Wenger is going to make a decision on his future in December time as well in the current process. But the main part of this video is about Luke Shaw. Reportedly now he's allowed to leave Man United on loan in January. As I said, he's allowed to leave Man United on loan in January, because obviously he's 4th or 5th choice left back now, because we've had numerous, you know, players playing in the left back position. So there may be a few teams, you know, keen on going for him to get him on a loan deal in January. You know, Pochettino's maybe keen on, you know, reuniting with a player, because we know he used to work with Southampton, Pochettino, before he went to Tottenham. And Luke Shaw used to be at Southampton because he was in up the youth system there. It did come out the other day that they'd had a break. Luke Shaw feels his career could be over after a breakdown relationship with Jose Mourinho. He could still have possibly a long-term future, you know, at Manchester United. We're not quite sure yet if he could have a long-term future or not. We could still cash in on him possibly next summer, Luke Shaw, as I said, but he has fallen down the pecking order. We know Luke Shaw's known for the injuries as well. Mourinho had given him a lot of criticism last season as well, and we know he just recently recovered from long-term injury but hasn't participated much, and can understand Luke Shaw's frustration why he wants to make the January exit, you know, due to the lack of game time he's getting, you know, under Jose Mourinho. So yeah, that's everything to update today, guys. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider. Subscribe to my channel as always, and take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all later. I'll see you all again very, very soon.